Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. Now, that's the name we came up with tonight, okay? So if I got any Holganix customers or Holganix team members watching and you have a better name, we kicked around Soil Power Hour. I wanted to do Grow Green, but that was already taken already, like the Grow Green podcast. So if anybody has any names out there, please let us do this. But we're going to be doing this every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time here with another member of Holganix from week to week. You're going to meet different people. But tonight, we got Brian Mohrfeld. Did I say it right, Brian?
You got it.
I got it. One of the owners of Holganix Midwest and his daughter, Madison Mohrfeld. I wrote down Community Engagement Manager. So welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. So we appreciate you doing this. If you're watching tonight, make some comments, ask some questions. We're on a lot of truck and tractor pulling pages. Holganix Midwest is a huge partner with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association. I'm a big part of the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association from the media standpoint, Outlaw Pulling TV. And we talked about this at the banquet and how to make more awareness, Brian and Madison, to your awesome company and what you're doing for the pulling community and for farmers as well. I mean, if you can give back to the pullers and they can, increase their bushels per acre in the field and saving the soil. So, Brian, kind of introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us about who you are. And then, Madison, you do the same thing. And then we're going to kind of get into who is Holganix and how did it start. And we're going to go for about 30 minutes tonight. So, again, welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. And if you have a better name, just message us on the Holganix Midwest Facebook page, and we'll talk about it. So, Madison, Brian, welcome. Brian, who are you? Where are you from? I need the last 4 of your social security number and that little digit on the back of your credit card there.
I thought I already gave that to you last week, Jason.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's just part of the negotiations, so it's all good.
Yeah. So, Jason, I'm a small farmer here in Southeast Iowa. I got involved in Holganix 2 years ago. Probably the main reason why I got involved in Holganix or looked up Holganix is because my father was talking about 60 bushel beans. Oh, that 40 did 60 bushel beans. And I thought, I put the works to this crop. I mean, fertilizer, anhydrous, foliar feeding. I did everything. And I was still at 60-some bushel beans. I could just never get over the hump. So met up with the Holganix guys. After 2 years of using the products, I'm in the 80 bushel beans now. So that is the main reason why I'm sitting here. Would love to help other farmers get to that point also.
And I want to full transparency. This is good for me too. I'm not a farmer. I'm a mortgage lender. So, and my dad farms, and he still farms in Iowa. So I'm going to learn about this as we go as well. And the one thing I will tell you that everybody I met with from your company, Madison and Brian, legit passion, even Todd Bowles, and he's kind of a bullshitter, but all in all, he's pretty good at what he does. And I hope he's watching because I want to get him a little bit. Yeah. But no, seriously, the passion and the genuineness of your guy, everybody in your company, Brian and Madison, it's been awesome. I mean, and the fact that you're showing it, numbers don't lie. I mean, it really is what it comes down to. But soil health, I've never heard a company, agronomist or anybody talk about soil health like the way you guys do. And like, I follow you on social media, and like, you had a picture of a little kid, like saving the farm for you. Dude, that hit me like, wow. Like, that's real. Like, you're making sure that Madison kids and Madison's grandkids have a farm to farm, to eat and have a farm to farm. It just, that touched me. That's super cool that you guys did that. Super cool. So.
Yeah. And if we kept going the way we're going for the next 50 years, the farm's not going to be as good as it is today. The farms aren't as good as it were 50 years ago. So yeah. We were having so much fun over here, rebuilding soil and actually making a lot of difference on farms and in family farm operations.
Yeah. So this is one of the announcers in North Carolina that I get to announce with. S.A. Butler's they're diesel truck pullers, but he always says, God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. Love, be loyal to your soil. So that's awesome. I just love it. I love it. I mean, we joke about it, but truly what you're doing with the Holganix products, and we'll touch on that a little bit. So Madison, that's your dad. What's your dad's favorite color and his favorite thing to eat? I'm a little on the spot here. What's your dad's favorite color?
That's easy.
Red and cheeseburgers.
Red and cheeseburgers. Okay, that's the guy in my heart too. I love it. So I love it. Madison, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us what you do at Holganix Midwest.
I graduated Iowa State 2022. Yeah, feels like it was just yesterday.
That was just last year, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but when we first started, it felt like everyone was like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "I just graduated college." Anyways, my dad called me in March of my senior year. Or no, we were home for Easter. I think I was home for Easter. And he had this pamphlet, and he's like,
Your story.
showing me about it, showing me about Holganix. He's like, we need to meet with this Brian Hansel guy. Okay. So I went back to school. In between classes and everything, we met with him and Barrett. And then by the time I graduated, we had our first truckload of product sitting in the driveway. So I guess I didn't really have to hunt for a job very hard, because it was kind of like, well, you're in or out, but we're doing it. So my dad, brother, and I just kind of went from there.
Awesome.
Now, fast forward, I went through a lot of different things I did in the first year, because we had about 5 employees for the first, 6 months. But now I focus more on the Go Grow, which is our community engagement program.
So Madison, I know what a Go Grow is, but can you tell everybody? And then as you're watching tonight, let me know where you're watching from tonight too. Just I want to see where everybody's watching from all over the country. So Madison, what is a Go Grow?
Our Go Grow is kind of an avenue of growth that we took to involve the communities with our product. Not only, obviously, the farmers loved it and we wanted to spread the word, but this was kind of something that Todd was doing with some of his pulling guys. And he was like, I think we could take this Midwest wide. So basically, these groups put on a meeting, and we go and they bring farmers, and we do the presentation and introduce it to them. And then for however many acres we can sell out of that meeting, we donate money back to their organization. So we had, I think, 11 groups last year, and we already have 13 on the calendar this year. So we're looking to try to double or triple that.
That's awesome. That program is so awesome. Jeff's checking in from David City, Nebraska. The Outlaws, that's probably Kurt checking in from Rock Valley, Iowa. Mike Horton's checking in from Belvedere, Illinois. Hi, Mike. How are you tonight? Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it. Again, with our first episode 1, we're going to do this every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Be loyal to your soil. That's the name of the podcast so far. But if you give us a better name, we will we'll run with that. We have Brian, the owner. Madison, his daughter, also works for Holganix. She's a community engagement manager, just talking about what a Go Grow is and stuff like that. Madison, what's the coolest story you've heard from a client or from an agronomist about what they did for somebody's crop or field or whatever? Maybe I don't use a fancy. You guys are gonna have to train me on how to use the right words, Madison. But what's the coolest thing?
Trying to think.
You want me to
Is
go?
that your wife, Sarah, Brian? Is your wife's name Sarah?
Yeah, you met her.
Yep, she even spells that without an H. This is my wife. So way to go, Sarah. I'm happy.
Do you have a story?
Holganix Midwest, Holganix Mid-South is checking in from Trenton, Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
Points checking in. Garrett Hiles checking in from Norborn, Missouri. We're trying Holganix on our farm this year. Awesome. I'd like to see that. He's got a pulling tractor for a profile. That makes me even more happy. So thanks for checking in, Garrett. So come on, Madison. Give me something, girlfriend. Give me something.
Well, I have a story about, so Dad had never used the product, and we just were going for it. Like, I'm like, how do you know it works? And he's like, he'd never used it himself. And then, I don't know, when the crops came up, April or May or whatever, he sent me a picture on his truck dash, and it was obvious. And we were all like, oh my God, this is going to be so exciting.
No, we were like, yes.
Like
we win.
We'd seen it work on other people's farms, but he hadn't personally used it. And we were like deciding if we were going to move product or not. And So that's pretty cool. That wasn't from the agronomist, but
No, that's fine. Yeah, just a personal story like that. You know, your dad doesn't half-ass anything, Madison. So when he goes all in, he's going to go all in. So,
Yep.
Brian, what are some success stories now that you obviously, you use the product, it works? What are some stories this year? Because it was a dry, rough summer. It was technically a drought in a lot of areas of the Midwest and around. What are some? Tell us some stories you've heard and seen this year.
So one of the cool stories, it really doesn't have to do with yield or soil health or whatever, but we had a farmer that said, with the fertilizer, with the NP and K cutback I did, and adding Holganix, and with the extra bushels that I got, I was able to keep my son back on the farm.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
But just every farmer that we talk to that uses the product, I would say 90% of the farmers that we talk to are, they're all in for next year. They thank us. I mean, we had a guy out of Nebraska at one of our booths, and he was so emotional. He's like, I literally got 40 bushel, and that's a really good, bushel difference. But however his ground and his rains hit, he got 40 bushel difference with Holganix. And that's the most we've heard. But
yeah,
a lot of, 15 bushel on corn and 10 bushel on beans. And, usually when you're selling the product, you're not used to the one being thanked. But, we get thanked every day on our product. Thank you so much for introducing it to us. And it's just awesome to hear.
Yeah, it would be hard because farmers are hit up all the time, right? Guys and gals coming on their farm, buy this. It'd be so hard to sort it all. It would be hard to sort it all out, Brian and Madison. It'd be difficult to do it without, but the product speaks for itself and it's working well. And that's what makes it great. So, okay. So a couple of years ago, you try it and then you bought into the company and you got this. What's the story on it, Brian?
Yeah. So is how this kind of all worked out is, I usually make really quick decisions when there's something that I think that I like. So when Brian
Madison roll her eyes. Oh, Dad.
Yeah, like, oh, Dad. When Brian Hansel sat with me and went through the whole product, and I was like, I like it. I actually almost bought Pivot Bio this morning before I met with you because I was up at 5:30 watching the TV, the news, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'll wait until after I talk to this Brian guy. So he explained it to me, and I'm like, yes, this is the way, because I've tried putting the works to the crop and I couldn't get 75, 80 bushel beans. I'm like, this is the way that I can raise a bigger crop with less inputs, because the ROI is the most important thing in the world, right?
It is.
Making money on that acre. So I kind of liked what he said. We were going to group up the next morning, and I said, yeah, I would love to be a dealer. What do I got to do to be a dealer? And he goes, you have to buy a semi-load. And I was like, okay. And he goes, well, that's 8,000 acres. And I'm like, okay, I'll take a semi-load. He goes, didn't you tell me you just farmed 1,500, 1,400? I go, yeah. But if it's as good as what you say, I'll sell the rest. Not a big deal. So then we started talking the bigger picture. What does it look like if I want the whole state of Iowa? And Hansel's like, you want what?
What?
Iowa. If I'm going to go and push this and run the business, I don't like competition that well. So we ended up making a deal with Barrett to get the whole state of Iowa, and we took off running. And I think we got about 400 customers after 2 years.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
That's
and
awesome.
I think we got about 395 customers that are happy. And you want to know what the 5 that aren't? They have no idea where they put the product. So they don't know.
I love it. Kendall Kirschbaum says that's what happened when he met Sarah. So I think
Made a quick decision.
Yeah, I did make a quick decision on that one. Yeah, she's right.
Well done. Mike Batson's checking in he's a Holganix agronomist. He's on the road in Oregon, Illinois. Well, hello, Mike.
Mike.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining, Mike.
Yeah, Mike is one badass. He's the best.
Mike's our one and only agronomist here at Midwest. And he probably was on, I think Terry told me this morning, Mike's been in like 7 states this summer doing data tests and God knows how many farms. So shout out to Mike.
Yep. We did a live with Extreme Ag, and Mike, we're like, I don't know if we want to do this live on their videos. And Mike goes, yeah, we'll be all right. We win. So we did.
That's awesome. Well, if you believe in your product, that's one thing I've heard from you guys and the people that have used the products from the tractor pulling community. You know, a lot of, obviously ag ties a lot into truck and tractor pulling, and they hear the guys come back into it. And you did the neat thing at the Outlaw banquet with the breakfast that morning. That was fun, and everybody was excited. That room was full. I mean, people like free breakfast. Don't get me wrong, but sounds like some product was bought there that day as well too. So that's good. That's really
it was a really good day. We didn't know that 200 people could eat 350 people's worth of food. Yeah. That might have had something to do with the beers the night before, though. I don't know.
Yeah, you had to soak it up a little bit there Saturday morning at the banquet. So
I'm just glad.
Now, I'm seeing like Holganix Mid-South check in. I'm seeing Holganix Midwest. Are there different divisions of Holganix? How does that all work, Brian?
So we are the first master dealer that Barrett actually put out into the field to actually hire a sales force, put trucks on the road, put salesmen on the road. And Mid-South is the second master dealer that we have put out there. And basically we kind of share Madison and Jenny and Tammy, our girls in the office, to kind of teach them how to do it. So we're just trying to keep our brand, similar.
Their owner, Caleb Dinwiddie, he's used the product basically from the start, I think.
I think he used the product before even we have.
Yeah, he's been using it for a few years now, and so it was kind of a natural fit for him to have the Mid-South dealer.
That's awesome. That makes me happy to see all that. I'm just trying to flip through all the comments a little bit. Is there a busier time of the year in your guys' world? Or is it quite quiet now, or are we ramping up for spring already? What's it like, Brian and Madison, in the office right now?
Right now we're booking GoGrow meetings, so it's really busy for some of us.
We're full force sales. So we kind of got a sales number that we want to hit every day or every week. So we're kind of pushing the sales right now. Our January 15th is when our discount ends. So
can you talk about that a little bit, Brian? I saw something. Julie had sent out an email. What is that discount again? I'm going to type that onto the screen here.
I believe the discount is a 10% discount if you put your order in before January 15th.
I'll put that on the screen here.
And if you go to the bar with me and drink beer, it's probably going to be more like a 20%.
Madison just went, oh no, here we go. So let's take him to the bar, Madison. I love it. What's your favorite thing, Brian, about hanging out with farmers and working with them and helping them? What's your because you have your passion in life is similar to mine. Like, you wake up happy, ready to kick ass every day. I love that about you. You can just tell by talking with you. What is your why? What is your why with farmers?
You should ask Sarah that question. No, I usually wake up pretty happy from the get-go, but my biggest goal in this is just to make, farms more profitable, trying to make that small family farm, make it to where they don't have to struggle so much, kind of like my dad and uncle had to struggle for, 30 years in farming. It was tough for them. So if we can get them yields up a little bit with a little less input, and it can make them farm payments easier, make them tractor payments easier, that just makes me happy.
I love it.
And I just kind of think when the farmers are happy and the farming's good, the community's happy, the lumber store's happy, the restaurants are happy, just everybody's happy. The bars are happy. Can't forget that.
No, it's important. It's very, very important. If you're just joining us, we're at episode 1 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. We're going to be live every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, talking with a different member of from Holganix about what they do for the company and how they're helping their local farmers with soil. So I'm a dummy. Again, I'm just a mortgage lender. I'm really good at mortgages, but I don't know a lot about farming. What have we done to the soil that has hurt it over the years, and what is Holganix? What specific product is bringing? We came up with Be Loyal to Your Soil, or bringing it back to life. Can you talk about that process? Because we talk about bugs and microbes and stuff that I don't understand. Can you break that down to basic English for me, Mike or Madison, or Brian or Madison, please?
I'll give Madison a shot, see how she does.
Well,
and then I'll interrupt.
Well, what I've learned is that all of the years of tilling and throwing all the chemicals at the soil, and then just things like the weather, like it freezes every year, and then if you get an abundance of rain, and that kills it all, and then when it's really dry, there's like a lot of factors that play into it. I think that was pretty correct.
I think that was pretty correct. Yeah.
That's good. And that was proper English too, Madison. Pretty correct. I like that.
Yeah.
I don't usually give the presentation.
No, but this is a podcast. This is what makes it fun. We sit around, have an adult conversation, and have fun and talk real life. Mark Crowley's checking in from Minnesota. He said, "Good evening from Minnesota." He's a happy customer. He can't wait to see the results after 3 years. So there's a returning customer there.
Yeah. I can't wait to see the results after 3 years also. I'm only 2 years in with 3 applications. I guess 4 applications now because we just got our fall down here right after harvest this year. So next spring will be my 5th application. Super excited.
So I've heard about the fall product. I've heard about the spring product. Brian, can you talk about those a little bit, what they do?
The spring product basically, just brings the nutrients to your plant, helps early emergence. One example, we had a test strip without Holganix down the middle of a field. We were getting calls, "Oh, what happened, Brian? Oh, you got a 24-row skip." No, actually 2 days later, that actually came through. So it wasn't a skip. Just the product with, the ground with Holganix on it. It actually came through about a day and a half, 2 days sooner. So that was pretty cool to see year one.
Yeah.
The full product basically breaks down your residue, brings the nutrients back down into the ground, and holds on to them nutrients. And basically they're back into the soil for the next year. So we call it a breakdown, but it does so much more than just break down the residue.
Absolutely. Tillage is a little bit too. I mean, if you could reduce tillage, the amount of diesel fuel that farmers must spend, just tillage in the fall, just crazy, or in the spring before they break ground again. That's gotta be a big saving there right away, Brian.
Yeah, Jason, I never thought in a million years that I would park the chisel plow in the weeds. Like, I didn't even use a chisel plow this year. So, you just walk across the soil, you can feel it. You stick the spade or the probe in, and you can just feel the difference in the dirt. So, I mean, I think we're on the right track here. We're seeing so many good results so far. I don't think I'm going to have to plow back out.
Good. Will your product work with strawberries? Don's asking.
Yeah, absolutely with strawberries. We actually have some data with strawberries. Dave Stark could get that data for the strawberries. Yeah, and it's like crazy numbers.
Well,
you might know a little bit more about the strawberries.
I don't know that, but I know the reason they started or found out it could work on literally anything was because an Amish guy started using the product. They were in the turf and grass industry before ag, and he started using it on his pumpkins to try to win a state fair or something.
Jason, it was watermelon.
Oh, I think it was pumpkin.
Oh.
I thought it was pumpkin.
Yeah.
Anyways, then he won this huge contest against his brother or cousin because it was just crazy. And then that's kind of when they were like, well, this stuff literally works on anything.
I love it. So I put the website up there on the screen for any of you who want more information. Head over to holganixmidwest.com. Send them a message. There's phone numbers on the website, everything you need. So Don, check it out. Don watches our podcast every week. We appreciate him checking all that stuff out. I promised you just 30 minutes this first night. Again, episode 1. Be loyal to your soil. Join us every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Madison and Jenny are going to set us up with different team members from Holganix. They're going to talk about what they do for the company, talk about their success stories, and different things like that as well. Brian, before I let you go tonight, you and Madison, are you just Midwest based? I know we talked about Mid-South, or I mean, is there more growth opportunities, or talk about the coverage area you have right now?
So we kind of cover northern Missouri, Illinois, Iowa. We get into Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota. So yeah, we have Iowa, but we're into all the other states that are connecting Iowa. So yeah, anybody can get a hold of us. And you know, we're all kind of a team over here at Holganix. So anybody, we can put you in the person that's closest to you or whatever.
Awesome. Jeff says, I ran 250 acres on several different customers of mine. Had a cool call on a mid-morning from a customer and his dad. Must have been a cold call? Cool call? They were driving by one of their farms where I did every other AB line. His dad told his son to stop and back up. His dad didn't know anything about what I did. He asked his son what the line is to the row. His son told his dad, cool call. I'm not sure. What's that mean? Sorry, guys. Is that like showing out in the field, like a split, like an AB line? Like your product and not their product and your product? Or what do you think there? Jeff? We're close. I'm not sure. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping it is. and
yeah, I don't think he's ripping on us.
No, I don't think so. I hope not.
I hope not either.
No. Be a first.
That's good. He's from David City, Nebraska. He checked in earlier on the show. So yeah. Oh, he test strips. Julie says test strips. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen some videos on your Facebook page about that. Gotcha. That makes sense. No, treated and untreated. Bingo.
We're hoping the treated was the good.
Yeah.
And the untreated was not. Yeah. But we're just so used to winning all the time. But we love it.
You got to win. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So,
you know what the best part about our story is, Jason?
What's that?
It's a true one.
I love it. I love it. No, I love working with you guys. This is going to be fun, getting to know your team and talking about it. And it's fun working with genuine, honest people that truly care, and you can see it in there. Madison, on the Facebook page, there's some stuff, right? Some of those test strips. There's some pictures or videos. I swear.
There should be. Otherwise, our website has tons of pictures on it.
I want to do that super fast if you don't mind. I'm gonna keep you for one more minute.
You got some time.
Thanks for doing this tonight. Holganix Midwest. Next week, Mike Batson, agronomist, and Chris Teachout, grower from Western Iowa. Nice. So we got the Mike that you talked so good about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You'll like
he's one of the best in the country.
Love it. Do you like when you go out and hire agronomists? Do they think you're full of crap, Brian? And then they see it, and then they come work for you. What's that like?
No, actually, Mike reached out to Holganix, to Dave Stark, our scientist, and he pushed him our way. And Mike actually drove down here to our shop, and he said we treated him like family. As right when he walked in the door, we really didn't know he was going to be as badass as what he is, but he turned out awesome. He's seriously like family to us. We couldn't be happier. Seriously, couldn't be happier.
You could go to Resource Library results. I don't know. I don't know if there's the test strip one you're looking for on that.
I swear I saw one. Maybe I saw it at the.
There's one in your presentation.
I think that was the one in the presentation with the strips.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the breakfast.
Yeah, that was at the breakfast on the screen.
Holganix Mid-South says the soil test is not the determining factor; it's the biological capacity of the soil. I borrowed that, but it's proven by nature. Well said, Holganix Mid-South. Check it in; it's fun. I like this. These are just okay. So like, this is some side-by-side stuff here. Quick, we'll go through this if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
0.5 gallons acre of bio 800 plus agriculture. So the Holganix and the control. Wow.
Yeah. Just look at the bigger roots and the growth stage ahead, the bigger around stock, healthier leaves. I mean, we're just giving a lot back to that plant.
Story County, Iowa. Control was planted the same day as Holganix field. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, this was a side-by-side, and the farmer drove by, and he's like, yeah, there's really no difference. Well, let's walk out there and pick some plants. And he was just stoked. He's like, oh, my God, they're 6 inches taller. The roots are deeper, everything. And that was one application right there.
Okay.
This is all one application stuff, I believe.
Yeah, this one's cool because it goes together. These are the pods off that last picture.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, 310 pods. Holganix is 217.
And them actually across the combine, they did 11 bushel better on one application on beans. Yeah, that was huge.
This is a picture I was talking about when
Yeah.
he called me. He goes, "It works."
Yeah. I was like, it works. That's when I use naked yet instead of control.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, we're excited to work with you. It's going to be a blast. Thank you, Brian, for coming on tonight. Madison, thank you for coming on. Again, next week, we have Mike Batson, agronomist. He was been watching the show tonight. And then Chris Teachout, I'm just going to say. I announce tractor pulls. I make up last names all the time, guys. That's what I do. Chris Teachout, he's a grower from Western Iowa. So you guys, thanks for coming on tonight. Thank you for being a great partner with the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association, and you're helping everybody else out there. So enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to play a couple of videos for everybody watching, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate everything you do for us.
It's all good. Take care.
Later.
Hey, gang, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Drop it.